Good morning, everybody. My name is John Eric, and congratulations for making it this far. This means that you've had an interview at least once, possibly twice, and you have been hired, and we are preparing you for some basic training so you have an idea what you're doing before you come in. So we're going to start out with some basics. Paperwork. How do we fill it out? What's the purpose of it? We'll get into sales and all that stuff in later videos, but I just want to go over the four main documents that we use on a daily basis over and over and over again. This is very important that you're very familiar with this. So by now you have all signed a non-disclosure, non-compete. So this is our main form. I'm not going to do any fancy screen captures. We're just going to go over basically. You should have this same form in your hand when you're looking at this. Up here at the top, this is just asking for the customer's basic information. Registered owner, phone number, their address, city, state, and zip is right here. Very, very simple. NVDL, Nevada driver's license number. If the person registering the car has a Nevada license, put it there. If they have California or any other state or country, don't put it. It's only for Nevada. Okay? If they don't have that, we need their social. If they don't want to give us their social, that's okay. Some people don't. Very, very rare does anybody have a problem with that, but occasionally somebody does. It's no big deal. Then the next down is DOB, date of birth. No big deal. One of those three things is required for the DMV to create a record for you or to look up your existing record to find out how to register a vehicle to you or get your driver's license. On this other side, email. Well, that's obviously the person's email address. If the person, if you don't write legibly, you better start writing legibly because all this stuff has to be legible. Down below is contact person and contact phone. What that is very simple. Let's say I'm bringing in my registration. Here's a perfect example. So I'm bringing in a registration. I don't work for the company or anything like that. My name is John Eric. I have a registration here for my girl, Jane. Jane needs to register a car, but she sends me on her behalf. Well, I would simply be the contact person. She would be the registered owner. If it's a renewal, like this is what I just showed you, this was a renewal card. Okay, this is very common. If it's a renewal, we don't need their Nevada license number or anything like that because that stuff is already in the system. You'll start to learn these things as you go. But I'm just going to go over the basics of this form right here. So these next three boxes are the services that we offer. I'm not going to go too deep into that. Whoever your trainer is will go over all these different services with you. But this is basically a breakdown of all the different things that we do and how we do it and so forth and so on. One of my favorites is this right here, security screws. We're not going to get deep into that. That'll be a whole separate video. But this is where we mark the appropriate box for what screws the person would like us to put in their car for them. And this is the most important box over here, actually here, if you are a salesperson, because you notice it says C, B, W, D, P, C. That stands for called, meaning if someone took the phone call from this person, who was that? Booked. So who actually made the sale? The W is for who wrote it up, meaning, so for example, we're at the DMV or wherever we're at. I take a customer in, I get the paperwork started, another customer comes up, I don't have time to finish it, I hand it off to a writer. The writer is the person who puts themselves down as a writer, the writer, and we date and timestamp all this stuff, okay? See, it says tech, date, time. It's very important that I know who did what and when. This way anything goes sideways or there's a million reasons it might be important to know this stuff. There's a reason for every single thing on here. Here in the center is just year, make, model, VIN number, and it says TR number and SUR number. That means transfer plate number or surrender plate number. If somebody's transferring a plate or surrendering a plate, we need to know what number that is, and this is the spot that we put it. Okay, now let's talk about the money for a second. Actually, we'll start over here with customer payment. Customer payment. This top two boxes are for how is the customer paying the DMV, not anything else. I don't care how they're going to buy their groceries. I don't care how they're going to buy their son's birthday present. That's not what goes here. All that goes here is, how is the person going to pay the DMV? They're going to pay cash, check, or credit card. Circle one of them. If it's cash, there's a dollar sign right next to it. Write the amount of cash they're leaving us. If it's a check, circle check right here, and simply write the check number in right here. Easy pay. This is not for the new person. I'm going to repeat that. This is not for the new person. This is a decision that has to be made by management. And all this means is, easy pay, easy cash means I'm going to take some of my personal cash and pay for the person's registration for whatever reason. We may have some type of payment arrangement. It could be a friend of mine that I know he's good for it. He'll bring me the cash in an hour, whatever the circumstances are. For brand new people, this is not for you. Easy credit card, this is definitely not for you. This means you have a company credit card and you have been entrusted with the responsibility of choosing when or when not to use that company credit card to pay for a customer's registration fees. Over here, this box is to list all of our services. So for example, it's got $+ $+, discount code. This is where we total all the different services. So for example, if somebody uses the $139 service here and maybe the additional $39 service here, you would put $139 and $39, you would add it up. There may be some discount for some reason. There's a million reasons there could be a discount. You can get with your trainer about that. And then we total what their total service is in yellow. Notice it's highlighted in yellow. Everything highlighted in yellow is important. That's why it's highlighted in yellow. And then not that anything isn't important on here. So it says SQ with this square and then a dollar sign here. What that means is Square. The company that we use our credit card processor through is called Square. So if someone pays with their credit card and we receive their credit card, we check the box there, we write the amount and the date and the time that we swiped the card. This way we can always go back and track it, because the date and time this is written isn't necessarily the date and time that it was paid for. So keep that in mind, that's very important. Secondly, cash, front, check, back. All I want to know here is, did the person pay when we took the job in on the front end, or did they pay on the back end? It's that simple. And did they do it with Square, cash, or check? If they did none of the above, then you would check back end, and then obviously payment would be taken care of after the fact, and it would be really good to write a note what we expect to have on the back end. So if you know they're going to come pay with wooden nickels or rubber chickens, I'm kidding. However you make the payment arrangement, make a note here so that if you're not the person giving the person their order when it's complete, then the next person can look and say, oh, okay, yeah, we're expecting you to bring in $100 cash, and you're going to pay the difference with the credit card, whatever the case may be. Now, over here is where we do all our math. Easy fee plus DM fee minus or equals the total due minus their deposit. The deposit goes over here, equals their balance due. Balance paid. Whoever receives the money for final payment puts it in here, whether it's cash, Square, or Square or credit card, and then the technician's name who took the money in. This way we can track how every single person touches the invoice. This is very, very important. This is a very simple box, but it's very important. How did the customer hear about us? I want to know specifically how every single customer finds out about us. So every possibility is here. And if it's not here, just check the other box and make a note. Maybe they found one of our cards stuck to their front door. Who knows how they found out about us, but it's important that we know. This box right here is not for anyone to ever touch. This box is only for managers to close out a job, and this box is to write down if somebody got a tip on a credit card. Now we're going to spend the last 30 seconds talking about the different jobs. This is a whole nother video right here. These are the different job types. You've got DRS, title and registration, out-of-state registration, title transfer, things like that. We're going to do a whole video on this and this alone. So, congratulations for making it through step 1. I'm going to keep this video to 10 minutes so we can keep it short. Tune in for the next one. Congratulations on making it this far.